One of the biggest things that I see with the people that I work with, now whether that is speaking from stage or maybe even in my private Mind Academy coaching group, is this need for certainty. And I'm sure that you know the feeling. It's this feeling of, I need a sign, I need some proof, I need some evidence that I'm doing the right thing, then I'll make a move. But here's the ironic part, here's the bit where we end up stuck. This wait for proof mindset, it often holds us back from moving forwards at all. We end up stuck in a loop, needing certainty before we take action, when in reality, the only way that we can really get that proof is to take a step forward. And this applies not just in our personal lives, but it also applies in our work lives as well, in our business lives, in our relationships. Basically, everything that makes life amazing is about taking that step before you actually have the proof. So think about it. Every single day, there are some kind of crossroads that you end up facing. I went all gangster then, didn't I? There are some kind of crossroads that you end up facing. That could be, should I take the job? Should I quit the job? Should I start the business? Should I approach this person? Should I approach that person? Should I try this new path? Should I try that thing? You see, when we don't know exactly what's going to happen, our brain, it goes into overdrive and it can become really paralyzing. And the brain, in all of its brilliance, it's just trying to keep us safe. It's trying to figure everything out in advance so that we don't make any mistakes. Yet in doing this, we often end up missing out on some of the most rewarding experiences in life. We end up missing out on building real confidence, connecting meaningfully with others, and taking the kind of bold steps that lead to what I like to call a life less ordinary. Now, in the past, I've seen it in myself, and I see it in, I would say, nearly every single one of my clients, if not every single one of my clients. And that is this need for certainty, this need for this guaranteed outcome before you'll take action. But here's what I like to say, instead of waiting for proof, how can you create it? How can you create that proof? What's one small action could you take? What courageous step could you do that would get you to start leaning into the unknown? You see, by trying something new, you start to build your own evidence, you start to build your own proof, you start to stretch your comfort zone. Now, even if that's just one tiny inch forwards, you're still moving forwards. So if you're waiting to feel 100% ready before you dive in, the thing is that readiness is never usually going to come. See, real confidence, real trust in ourselves, and yes, even strong communication skills, they don't happen in theory. They don't happen by us sitting there and thinking about it. They happen when you take action. They happen in practice. Every time you give something a go, you take some kind of action. Even if it's a small action, you start to build that confidence. And in social situations, you start to build that social confidence. So every interaction that you have, it teaches you something new about yourself and the world. And bit by bit, you're creating the proof that your mind is needing. And this is a bit where we get to the importance of communication and connection. A lot of us hold ourselves back from speaking up or connecting with others because we're afraid of making mistakes. We're afraid of being judged. We're afraid of saying the wrong thing. We're afraid of looking silly in front of other people. And yet, these communication skills, these social skills are the very thing that allow us to connect with others so that we can start to live a life less ordinary. And this is exactly what I work on with my clients, as I say, from stage or within the group that I run. I encourage people to practice embracing the unknown by taking action before you feel completely ready or perfectly ready, and learning to just trust your ability to navigate whatever is going to happen next. Because when you're focused on connecting with others, on being open to new experiences, you're not just improving your social confidence and your communication skills, you're setting yourself up to live a life that's much more interesting, one that feels exciting and fulfilling. And here's the beauty of it. Each time you do something that is outside of your comfort zone, you're showing yourself what you're capable of. You're creating this evidence, this proof for yourself. You're building real confidence that extends far beyond a single decision. It's confidence that you can carry into every single conversation that you have, every single opportunity, every single relationship. So let's go back to why we feel stuck in this loop in the first place. You see, it's not a flaw in you. It is the brain doing its thing. It's the brain doing what it's designed to do. Your brain is wired to protect you. It's designed to predict what's going to happen in the future. And it's designed to help you stay safe by figuring out every little detail that it can beforehand. But that instinct, the brain's natural process, if left unchecked, it's what keeps us playing small. It's what holds us back. Even in conversations, even in opportunities that could lead us somewhere amazing, somewhere extraordinary, we will hold ourselves back because it feels safer. So when you catch yourself overthinking, when you catch yourself stressing or even shying away from interactions or new experiences because you're not sure that you're going to get it right, try to see it for what it is. It is just your brain going into survival mode, doing its thing. But the truth is, you don't need all of the answers to start moving forwards. You don't need all the certainty to have a powerful conversation with another person. You don't need to have all the answers to start a new relationship or even to take the next step in your career or your business. So here's my invitation to you. The next time that you're about to speak up, to connect, or to take a step that feels a little bit daunting to you, maybe a little bit scary, pause for a moment and take a breath. And remind yourself that you don't have to know exactly how it's going to turn out. In fact, to be honest with you, it's better if you don't, because this is where you learn, this is where you grow, this is where you step into a life less ordinary. With every interaction, with every step that you take, you're building the trust, you're building the social confidence, you're building the communication skills that make life more than just a line of predictable outcomes. When you start living life in that way, you will be rewarded. When we start to approach our life with a lot more openness, with a lot more courage, amazing things can happen. So if this video has resonated with you, if you're ready to step out of the loop of waiting until you're ready, then I'm going to invite you to reach out. Below this video, there is going to be a link that you can register for a free training that I have on communication skills. It's a 15-minute training that's going to show you how to start a conversation with anybody, anywhere. Once you register for that training, you'll then be put on the email list to find out before anybody else when I'm doing the next intake for my Mind Academy, where we dive deep into topics just like this so that you can start to live a life less ordinary. I'll see you in the next video.